So you own a service business in Houston and your competitors are getting booked out more than you, yet you do better work. Why is that? Why is it that the guys who do worse jobs than you somehow get all the jobs? Why is it that you do the best work in this city? Everybody loves what you do. They see you. Every one of your customers are super happy. Your clients, they rave about you. They give so many referrals about you. You are clearly one of the best people in this city, yet you're not getting booked out. Yet you're waiting every week to see if you're gonna have a job next week. You're relying on word of mouth. If nobody talks about you, you don't have any jobs. All right. You are consistently the #1 person in this city when it comes to quality work. Your reviews say it. You got 5-star Google reviews, hundreds of reviews. Everybody loves you. You do an amazing job, right? But nobody talks about you. Nobody sees you, right? Somehow you're having slow weeks. Somehow things aren't changing. You've been having inconsistent revenue, right? And it just doesn't make any sense. How can you be the best? How can you do the best work but not be fully booked out? But not be the #1 guy in your industry? Actually, the #1 guy in your industry, for some reason, he has more reviews than you, or he's seen more, booked out. You always see him on social media. He's consistently booked out. You see his social media content. He's on a new job every day. You're like, how is this possible? How is this guy beating me? How can I be getting beat by this guy? And I've seen his work. His work sucks. I've talked to his clients. They're not happy. They're like, yeah, this guy's decent, right? How is this guy better than you? How does he get booked out more than you? Why is this the case? That's what you're asking yourself. Well, let me tell you something. You do amazing work. That's clear. We know that. We see it because of your content that you post, your before and afters, or you have so many reviews on Google, like I had mentioned. Your Yelp standing's amazing, right? People love what you do, and you take a lot of pride in what you do, and that's okay. You should take pride in what you do. That's why you do it, right? The real problem is, and brace with me, because the problem is, it isn't that your work isn't good. It isn't that people don't like to bring up your name. It's that you're not truly visible, okay? You're not truly visible. No matter how good of a job you do, you're always at the mercy of what people say. At the market, right? At the Yelp position, you getting the best bid on Yelp. And one of the real problems here is too, when you're at the mercy of what people say, when you're at the mercy of the market mentioning you end up having to take what you can, right? Because you're not sure next week if you're gonna have any jobs, because you gotta wait for someone to call your phone, right? So the second someone calls your phone and they're like, yeah, I'm calling around, shopping around, I'm taking what I can get. I just wanted to learn about your prices, right? You're like, oh yeah, it's $500 for this job that I do. Okay, yeah, well, I got a quote from another guy. He was at $330. Oh, well, then I'll do $320, right? Or I'll do $330. I can match that. And now you're like lowering your prices because you're taking what you can get. You don't have consistency, right? Visibility solves that. My clients in the Space City Solution, when they launch their local ads, they go from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, right? And that's the main thing that I shift people from, is scarcity to abundance. What does that look like? Well, it looks like this. When you're in scarcity, it's what we were talking about. It's you are relying on word of mouth referrals, people calling your phone, so you're taking what you can get and you're settling for less. That's scarcity. It kills your margins and it kills your energy, it kills your confidence. That's what happens when you work in scarcity, right? That's what happens when you're not visible, when you're relying on the market to say when you should get hired. My clients work in abundance because they launch local ads on Instagram, because they're advertising themselves. They're making social media content. They're being seen, right? Same way I do it. Like, you see me on your feed all the time because I post so much content. I make videos like these all the time. So I'm consistently present. So I'm consistently being seen, consistently being thought of, whether my consumer's ready to purchase or not. That's how you have to be for your clients. If you're not consistently visible, if you're not being seen, your competitors are. The guy who does a worse job than you, he's posting social media content. He's yapping away. He's making YouTube videos. He's making social media reels, and he's getting booked because he's being consistent. And people recognize his consistency. And by the time they need someone to do the service that they need, whether it's landscaping, HVAC, plumbing, roofing, whatever it might be, freaking getting their hair done, right? Like getting their car detailed. By the time they're ready to make that decision, they've already made up their mind because they saw him first, because they keep seeing him. You're not being seen right now. So yeah, your biggest problem isn't that you do a bad job. It isn't that it's a slow season. It's that you're not visible. People don't see you. People don't know you exist. And by the time they're ready to make a decision, you're not even on the playing field, right? And God forbid they Google, because I'm willing to bet you're not the first person on Google consistently, right? Like, to be the first person on Google, you had to hop on there in 2003. I got a whole video about that. I'll link it at the end of this maybe or something. But yeah, you're waiting for opportunity to come your way. And what that leads to is that scarcity mindset. Scarcity leads to decreasing your prices. When you decrease your prices, you take jobs you don't want to take, or you work with people who don't respect you. And yeah, it just kills your energy. It just doesn't feel good. Like, I used to do videography only. That was all I did. And when I was a videographer, I would take whatever job came my way because I was in a referral mindset, right? I was in scarcity. So people would come at me like, hey, I know you have a 4K camera, you have the best tools, your editing's second to none, you've created this many projects, your stuff's so great. How much do you charge, right? That's one of the first things they asked me, right? They'd see all my great work, but they'd still wonder how much do you charge, because they didn't value my work. They just knew that they wanted that, and they were trying to negotiate, right? So I'd be like, yeah, for a 4-hour video shoot, high quality 4K video with some reels and stuff, it's gonna be like 600. And then they'd look at me like I'm crazy, and they're like, well, can you do 300? Can I get that for 300, right? And because I didn't have any leads, I didn't have any jobs in my pipeline, I was like, yeah, I'll do it for 300. I'll take what I can get. And that killed my confidence, made me feel, I knew I was a 600 player. I knew my work was 600, and heck, even 600 was competitive. I should have been charging 1,000, but I took what I could get so I could pay my bills, right? And so, yeah, that's what happens. I understand what that's like. And so when I talk to service business owners who are saying like, yeah, I have to cut my prices, I'm not seen, it's a slow season, nobody wants to hire me, I do better work than my competitors. I'm like, I get that, because I used to be like that, right? I started launching ads on social media. That's how you found me, because one of my ads, I launched local ads on Instagram, and I utilize Meta. And I have I don't even remember how many ads I have right now. I have a crap ton of ads. I'm testing stuff right now. I'm getting new leads every day. I got I think 40 leads yesterday, right? Just people are constantly flooding to my page right now, and they're consuming my content. They're learning to know, like, and trust me, and it's making sales easier. I closed a plumber the other day, and he told me he was already sold by the time I walked into the coffee shop, because he had seen my content so much. I shifted his mentality. By the time I reached out to him like, hey, you want to work? He was like, of course, why wouldn't I? So that's the power of being visible, right? Your business is invisible. Your business has no visibility, so people don't like and trust you, and so sales are a lot harder right now. And any sales you do get, they come at an expense. They come at a time expense or a monetary expense, because you have to take what you can get. So yeah, if you feel like you're a service business owner here in Houston who is getting completely blindsided by the market, and your competition does worse work than you, yet they get more jobs than you, if you feel like that's not fair, I'm going to tell you right now, it's because you're not running ads. It's because you're not creating social media content, and it's because you're invisible. If you want to solve that problem, you need to get visible. I do the Space City Solution. It's a 3-month program where I teach service business owners, and I help them launch local ads on Instagram, show them how to convert, how to make social media content, how to finally get seen by their ideal client, and not just any client, right? When you're working in that scarcity mindset, you'll take John Joe over there who pays less, doesn't respect your work, argues about everything you do. You'll take it because that's what you can get. I teach my clients how to attract exactly who they want, right? We attract high-paying clients. If you are looking for homeowners in certain zip codes, that's who we get, right? So we go from scarcity to abundance, and not just abundance, but abundance of people who actually respect you and want to pay you what you're worth. So yeah, that's what I do in my Space City Solution. I teach business owners how to do that. I help them do that. We do it through local ads, through systems and processes, and through coaching and consulting to make sure that everything is hitting. I say it's we launch a local ad, which is your business and brand. We use Command Center, which is systems and processes that convert the local ad, the rocket, right? Make sure the rocket's taken off properly. And then I'm your co-captain because you've never been in a rocket ship before. So I'm here to look at the data and help you actually make sure you're going to reach your destination, which is scaling and growing your business, finally leaving scarcity. So that's what I do for service businesses in Houston. If this video resonates with you, there's a link in my bio to book a call with me. We can discuss local ads, what your business needs right now. We can see if there's a fit. I don't just work with anybody. I need people who actually know they need to grow, right? It's one thing to know you need more business, but it's another thing to know that you have to actually grow. And growth doesn't require sitting in comfort. Growth requires acknowledging your problems and saying, I'm going to do something about it and change this situation, right? I talk to a lot of service business owners. They'll look at me, everything's on fire, I need help. And I say, this is how I can help you. You know, there's an investment to it. There's a time commitment to it. You're gonna have to do things that you're not comfortable with doing, like getting in front of the camera and putting yourself out there to be visible. And a lot of them will walk away and they'll go right back to that comfort, which is destroying them, right? You'll walk away from opportunities to change because they require you to change and actually do something different. You go right back to your comfort because it's safe. So yeah, I work with service business owners who are tired of being not seen, or who are ready to change, are open to doing new things if they know it's going to bring them success, and I'm confident it will. If you're someone who can listen, someone who's coachable, someone who's ready to grow, hungry for it, knows they can do better, even if you're already successful but you want more success, right? You're a good fit for me. So go to my bio, book a call with me, and also my Instagram's linked in the bio if you found me off of YouTube. My name is Jared Sitton, HTX, and yeah, here to help you grow.